who handed me divorce papers was standing in front of me. Of course, next to him was Samantha, and my overprotective mother-in-law had come along too. "And do you like her?" I tremble as I suppress the urge to laugh with joy. My husband solemnly nods, perhaps misunderstanding my silence. "I'm sorry, but you're strong, so you don't need me, right? She's fragile and weak. She can't live without my support." His foolish romantic declaration makes me want to burst out laughing. It's amazing that Samantha could turn such a spoiled husband into a knightly handsome man. She looks at me with apologetic moist eyes. "I'm sorry for hurting you, Jasmine, but please forgive me. I found true love." As Samantha continues, my mother-in-law interjects. "There's no need for you as the daughter-in-law to apologize like this. If a young and beautiful girl becomes my son's wife, our family would gladly welcome her. So please, let's part ways. Since it would seem suspicious if it's just the two of them, I've come along." The three of them, like characters in a cheesy drama, revel in portraying me as the unlikable wife. It sends a shiver down my spine, but for now I'll play along. As much as it pains me, I understand. They make a perfect match. But I won't back down. I'll still be taking alimony. "Oh, goodness. You can only think about money, can't you?" "Come on, Mom. Living alone as a woman must be tough, right? I'll pay the alimony. And of course, I'll take care of her too." "Stephen." His enamored gaze at her and the proud look of my mother-in-law. My husband shining brighter than ever in our married life. Everything's falling into place and finally I can divorce. Everyone's happy. It's a win-win situation. What a perfect ending it seems to be. I decided to claim alimony, aside from the standard division of shared property, and stamped the divorce papers. A week later, it seemed my ex-husband and his new partner got married. I wondered if it was alright for them to marry so soon after the divorce, but it seems they wanted to prove their bond on Valentine's Day, the day of love. It's like watching a comedy, but it works well for me too. Before they wake up from their dream, I'll make my escape. 2 years have passed since then. My transfer request was approved and now I work from a city just a plane ride away from where my ex-husband and I used to live. I've picked up hobbies I abandoned during my marriage and even found some lovely new acquaintances there. A man who divorced for similar reasons as I did. At first, we just exchanged complaints, but as we spent time together, we grew attracted to each other. Unlike my ex-husband, he can take care of himself and handle household chores. Above all, he is good at pampering me, and even I, who had never been good at relying on anyone, have become completely attached to him. Even at a time like this, my mother-in-law reaches out to me. "My son got divorced." "Oh, it happened later than I thought." You knew that woman was a little devil, didn't you?" "What are you talking about?" I pretended not to understand. Samantha was popular among male employees as a beautiful and considerate woman. Samantha was famous among female employees for loving to steal other people's boyfriends. I vividly remembered how she quickly stole my colleague's boyfriend soon after joining the company. Rumors spread about her low-quality man-sampling, and sensible male colleagues started to keep their distance. But it seems my ex-husband didn't know about it. So I ended up crafting him into a charming stranger's husband who she'd want to snatch away. The result was even better than I imagined. That woman, always selfishly demanding things like wanting a lavish wedding or insisting on brand name engagement rings. Despite us putting up the money, she never listened to me, never took care of my son. And to top it all off, she cheated. Now that sounds tough. I knew all about her misdeeds that my mother-in-law listed out. I heard various stories about her from her superiors, who were my former colleagues. I didn't explain the reason for the divorce to anyone, but if my ex-husband remarries another woman within the next week, everyone will understand the situation. People with common sense starting distancing themselves from my ex-husband and her. Even the company couldn't trust important tasks to such unfaithful and thoughtless individuals. They were like sitting on a bed of nails in the workplace. Their happy newlywed life lasted only for the first month. My ex-husband, who was being relied on for the first time, got tired of her incredibly selfish behavior. Even he must have been surprised when her fake charm wore off, revealing her immature and sloppy personality. A man who can't do anything without his wife's help, a foolish man who spends money only on games without any sense of planning, and that wicked woman. My husband indulges in snacks and games in a dirty room while his wife, ignoring him, goes out and comes home late. Their life collapsed in no time within this self-defeating scenario. Since my son couldn't say it, I kicked her out. Honestly, how did she grow up so tactless? My former mother-in-law is fuming on the other end of the phone. Your son also cheated. You praised him for it, didn't you? When I made a sarcastic comment, that's because you lack initiative. Even my ex-mother-in-law is aware that she's been abandoned by her rational husband and daughters. They're now separated and heading for a divorce. I learned this from my ex-father-in-law himself, who apologized to me and informed me after the divorce. What business do you have with such an incompetent ex-daughter-in-law? You wouldn't dare suggest he comes back, would you? The one who drove your son to divorce again without telling him anything about that wicked woman? You're probably going to tell him to come back and take responsibility for that. I sensed my ex-mother-in-law's intentions, so I took the initiative. You're not that shameless, are you? Don't you dare insult me like that. Who would rely on a woman like you? If it were my son, he'd find a cuter and more obedient girl. Seems like I hit a nerve. Seems like my ex-mother-in-law didn't like being hit on the nose with the truth, as she hung up the phone rather abruptly. With her pride as high as ever, she probably won't be contacting me for a while. I can't imagine any normal woman being attracted to my ex-husband. With his belly full of flab from neglecting his health, and his complexion pale from late-night gaming, it's no wonder. Every so often I get messages from my ex-husband like, "Come over and cook for me," or, "I still love you the most after all." Meanwhile, that wicked woman only messaged me saying, "Please pay compensation and I'll return your husband." They're both childish and self-centered, so in a way they're a perfect match. Well, being relied upon by someone is a happy thing, though. Now that I've found someone I can rely on, I can understand my ex-husband's feelings a little bit. But a marriage can't work without equality. Breaking up was truly the best decision. It feels like a waste, those 3 years I spent enduring and the time and effort I put into the divorce, but I'm grateful to my ex-husband for making me realize what truly matters in married life. I glance at the man who will be my new husband. With him, I can build a wonderful family. And one day we'll be able to make our future child happy, because I met someone like him.